Let me now walk you into the story of McDonald's digital transformation and some of the learnings we have had, not just from McDonald's, but from other companies that we see now happening across the world. Firstly, last quarter, McDonald's reported phenomenal results, out of which the total sales from digital channels amounted to 30%. So they made $5 million, $5 billion across five of the largest markets, which amounted to 30% of digital sales, if you may, from McDonald's. Now, US alone has contributed to that in terms of 2 billion sales from digital channels. This has started way back in 2017 when they started remodeling the stores of the franchisees and started introducing things like ordering kiosks for customers. Now, at not so long ago, McDonald's was not considered to be a technology player. They were actually considered to be a technology laggard. But fast forward now, they are heavily invested in digital technologies to drive consumer interaction and sales. And to top it off, last month, they hired the chief technology officer of McDonald's, got hired by Starbucks, a lady by the name Deb Lefre. So Starbucks obviously is making its own strong digital play. It has always been, but they've picked up the chief technology officer from McDonald's. So here are some of the examples that McDonald's has done over the last 2 years in terms of technology play. In-store kiosks, third-party ordering platform integrations, mobile ordering, outdoor digital signage that interfaces to order. Uh, and here is the interesting one: AI-based voice assistants who would take your order in the drive-thrus. Now, interestingly, a woman in Illinois is suing McDonald's for retaining her voice print, which is illegal according to the Biometrics Information and Security Act that Illinois state has passed. So you see a lot of this technology playing out in terms of that. Now, when you now go and try to order a salad or a grilled chicken, your store actually may not have it. The reason is that digital ordering has created a level of complexity that these products, when they're finally made in the physical world, has become very labor intensive. So, of all the products that you order in McDonald's, the most labor intensive ones are grilled chicken and salads. So, so you can create a great throughput through digital technology, but the pressure that creates in the store in terms of work processes, methods, and systems, and even the store layout causes enormous problems. Just to put it in context, a couple of months ago, I covered something called No Digital Experience by In-N-Out and Trader Joe's. Now, imagine if Trader Joe's, despite the huge volumes they have, they went digital, their stores cannot still handle it because the physical infrastructure does not expand as rapidly as what a digital footprint does. That also explains some of the issues that I mentioned with Starbucks unionization, because the workers are just stressed out with the level of activity and complexity that digital creates. Now, so here is my curious and quirky take on what is going on. And by the way, 30% of restaurants in US have quietly removed 60% of their labor intensive menu items. So when you go to your popular restaurant and you try to order something that you ate last time, if you don't find it, that's probably the reason why. Now, here is my curious and quirky take on this entire digital play versus what I call as human work, physical assets, and digital assets all mixed up. A lot of the digital transformation efforts try to focus on value to the customer, because that's really where the boards, the executive teams, the investors, and the shareholders are willing to put their money on. But they don't seem to tie in on a one to one basis with value to operations. So it's very easy to talk about value to customer, but it's really not very fashionable to say we also need to fix a lot of our internal operating processes, systems, and interfaces with employees that have to go hand in hand with the digital exponential experience that you want to provide to your customers. And that's really where this entire and then you add the component of labor shortage, people not wanting to come back to work. Then you have what we call as a perfect crisis. You have a labor shortage, you have exponential customer reach through digital channels. That adds exponential complexity to how people actually deliver those products physically. and then you have a perfect digital storm, if you may. So that's my curious and quirky take from this month.